Hey, everybody, this is Mike with the Big Mike Podcast, giving you a little inside baseball and a little super clip to let y'all know what's going on in our crazy world. Right now, we're dealing with a rogue administration right now, 100%. I want you to, if you have any time in your schedule right now, and just listen. Don't make any decisions until you watch it, because you can't really make a choice if you don't like it or if you don't believe it or any of that. Go over to Gateway Pundit or go on Rumble and type in Absolute Proof and watch Mike's Lindell documentary. I promise you it will make your eyes open. You will be shaking your head, and you probably won't be able to sleep. Because he actually proved that there was foreign interference in our election 100% without a doubt. You cannot change my opinion at that at all. We had a watch party last night. I'm talking people from all walks of life. You would lawyers, doctors, garbage men, people who own businesses, people who lost their businesses, everything, all in the same room. And at the end of this documentary, people shook their head, people were upset, people didn't know how to react. The reactions I got, even people I know 100% of the full-blown Democrats, libtards, the whole nine yards, were like, that's it, they were done. This is all a joke. This thing was fabricated to the whole guild. Now, what I want you to do is also, after you watch that documentary, do yourself a favor, go over. Now, if you don't want to go on Google, go to DuckDuckGo, type in Mike Lindell, or you can just go to Rumble. Don't use Google. Don't use none of that. What I want you to do is right after you get done watching the documentary, I want you to turn around and look what the news is reporting, mainstream news. They are not touching this. This is Ebola. This is leprosy. They're going to try to say, and I've already saw it already before I even started this this recording, that I already knew that what I saw, they were getting ready to have everything ready to go. Media, Washington Post reporting that the baseless claims of the Trump election fraud cost taxpayers $519 million. I want to throw a flag on that play. No, you as Democrats have cost this country millions upon millions, and you also were complicit in election fraud. You used the pandemic to shut down this country. You ruined people's lives. People died because of the falsehoods that you guys were portraying. Flat out, period. If you really want to know what really people were dying of in this country, and it's the highest rate of all disease across the board, 100%. Number one is heart disease. Number two is cancer. Number three, they're saying coronavirus. So don't try to play games with me. If there was such an emergency and more people are dying than ever before when it comes to heart disease, it should have been a national emergency to start taking care of that. But see, what they want to do is they want to throw these other little side balls, these little curve balls, to make you think that there's some bug, you're going to walk out and touch something and you're going to pass out. We're seeing more people getting devastated by the vaccination than the actual virus. Am I right? Prove me wrong. I guarantee you can't. So let's go over some details on what's going to happen the next couple of days. So I can tell you this. To your right, shut off the news. Don't even watch your local news. All they are doing is regurgitating what the mainstream media is doing, and with a little bit of local stories, just to try to get shit stirred up. I can promise you this fraud goes all the way down to the local level. Even the judges in your county, straight up. Because if you're a judge sitting on any type of judgeship, and people walk in and say, I have absolute proof of election fraud, and you say, I'm throwing that out, then you're complicit in the crime as well, too. 100%. There's no way around it. You try to prove me wrong. But see, what these people do is they hide behind laws so they think they're protected. That's not going to be necessarily true the farther we go down this road. Because what you're telling us is that us normal people in the country that are not a part of the elite status, that don't have any bearing, our vote don't matter. We're going to tell you what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how you're going to spend your money, how we're going to tax you to death. It's ridiculous. And I don't know what more we can do as Americans at this particular point besides hang on and hope for the best. I know some of us out there are praying for the military to step in, because the military is our last line of defense that protects American citizens in the Constitution. But I'm not seeing any whimpering. I know the military is waiting on a certain amount. Look, we're adults, okay? Our life has been affected enough. We all know that the pandemic was fake. 100%. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, okay? You can't. You can't prove it. You can say this and you say that. Fauci can say what he wants to. He's an asshat. That's all he is. He's playing both sides of the coin. We're seeing it daily, 100% daily. You owe it to yourself to really start looking. And if you really want to go look, and you're kind of, there's a lot of people like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I just had a conversation with my mother today, and she just was all over the map. And I'm like, stop. Let me show you where to go. Let's check this out. This is what you need to do. Okay? A lot of people don't know where to go. Go to DuckDuckGo. Any kind of information, look it up. There's documentation. This stuff's out there for everybody to see. So, we got the Super Bowl coming up. And we got quite a bit of people saying some things are going to happen before the Super Bowl. I don't know. But I will say this. I've been trying as a host. It's no big secret. I'm a conservative host. But I'm also going to go on both sides and see what they're doing over here and what we're doing over here. Because even as conservatives, we talk a lot of shit. There's a lot of other people out there talking a lot of smack, but they don't do nothing. It's just what they do. They're playing both sides. So, and there's a lot of other people throwing accusations out there, not accusations, but claims that things are going to happen, things like that. And I try to take every bit of information and try to see if I can't get a receipt on it. I know you guys can understand when I say that. I try to get a receipt, but my mind likes to wander too, because what happens is your thinking is right and wrong. Like we were taught with kids, we're right and wrong. Do good by others, they're going to do good by you. That's what we go back to our childhood when we're seeing things so blatantly done in front of us that we can't explain. And it gets you upset. It's making a non-violent person violent because no one's stepping in to go, no, you're wrong. This is against the law and you're going to jail. No special treatment at all. But we're seeing that 100% special treatment. We're seeing people who were involved in the Russia FISA stuff getting off. We're even getting promoted. It's the most absurd thing. Hunter Biden's going to be in charge of the DEA. You're going to put a crackhead in front of the DEA. It's the craziest thing you could think of. What in the world, when he's under investigation, when we were told he was under investigation by the Department of Justice, DOJ, for his laptop, and then all of a sudden the administration's going to move him up to Drug Enforcement Agency? Do you know there's actually people in the Drug Enforcement Agency that are actually involved in the investigation on this laptop right now as we speak? Think about it, folks. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Why in the hell would a president come in? We're not even in office for 20 days. 20 days. And this guy has already written over, 48 executive orders. What are you, writing a book, Joe? Tell us what's going on. Because every time you look like you're signing one of them, remember we were worried about the bread pudding in the other room. You can't even stay awake. And it's just all these minions around him. You notice how the minions are always, he's got his earpiece in. Let me give you the gist. I already know what's going on. Obama's in the background running the shit. Don't get it twisted. Obama's in the background. And don't give me that crap. Look, it's not going to be a long video, but I just want to cut to the points. Go over to Gateway Pundit. Go watch Absolute Power, Mike Lindell. I'm telling you, it's going to change your mind about a lot of stuff. And I 100% believe the information he's showing and the people he's talking to. It's right there. It's black and white. Prove it wrong. That's what I want these people to do. If Dominion is so, right, they want to come after and sue anybody, okay, cool. Here's our evidence. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong. Because you can't. And that's the problem. So I guess Sidney Powell, Linwood, and all of them, maybe the Kraken is coming. Maybe it's going to be one of those, whoa, I didn't see that coming. You never tell your enemy when you're coming. I do know that. All right? Keep them guessing. And trust me, right now they're sweating. All of them, Republican and Democrat. There's rats in all this whole thing. We're going to tear this whole thing down before it's all said and done because we want the truth. Period. We want the truth. So I want to address certain things. You guys hear odd, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So what I want to do is right now, if you are watching this is your first time watching Big Mike Podcast, and some of y'all is probably in the same genre as some of these folks I'm going to call out right now, reach out on their page. Let them know that I'm talking about them. Get a hold of me. It's real easy. on all my podcasts, the ones that run on YouTube. My email's right there. You're more welcome to go. It's bigmikepodcast@gmail.com. Reach out to me. If you got the cojones to reach out to me, go ahead and reach out, because I want to put you on my show and I want to ask you some harder questions. I want to make you sweat. I want to put you in the hot seat. That's what I want to do, because you say a lot of stuff, but you can't really back it up unless you can prove me otherwise before we get on a podcast. Before we go on, and you showing me proof, and there's a reason why you can't show this proof to public because of fear of safety or anything, then we can talk some more. And then I'll understand. Then I'll back you up. I'll back your claims up. But until then, I'm going to give you a list of people. David Rodriguez. Hey, brother, I'm in your state. I'm a Texan. Reach out to me. I'll even throw a screenshot up where I try to reach out to him. This ain't a speaking engagement. I ain't going to pay you for it. You're out there talking smack about a lot of other things. You're associated with other people talking smack. Let's mean you have a conversation, one Texan to a Texan. Okay? Let's hammer this out. Let's see if this is legit. Because I see in your face that you're still a little confused when you're listening to a lot of this stuff. You really don't know what to say because you don't know if they got the goods, because they're not really divulging the information they're talking. I kind of feel it's one Texan to a Texan. They're kind of jacking with you. So I do want to touch base with you. Let's have a conversation about that. I'm free. I'm open. Hit me up at my email, bigmikepodcast@gmail.com. Number 2, Mel K. Whoo, girl, you all over the place. I get it. You're a researcher. You're a journalist. But even you too, don't make claims if you ain't got receipts. All right? If you want to talk about it, you're more welcome. Hit the email I just said when I was talking about Dave. Chris Ward. Charlie Ward. Sorry, Chris Ward. It's another guy I'm thinking about. Charlie Ward. Brother, you sit there with the biggest pie in the sky face look I've ever seen, and you look over at your computer like you got database with the Pentagon. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. Hearsay. Brother, unless you can tell me what's really going on and show me proof, I know you got 9 million followers. I think a lot of the shit you're talking about is bullshit. Don't talk about clones. Don't talk about all this shit. That's the problem. Because what you do is you make your valid argument gimmicky when you start talking about, oh, he's a clone. He was arrested. He was executed. And then people are going, wait a minute. If he was executed, why the hell is he signing bills? Why the hell is he signing executive orders? Why is this person walking around? Why is that person walking around? Show me proof of that. But I pretty much, you almost can't. And if you notice, if you guys follow Simon Parks, he has backed off a lot. I think for the simple fact, I think he knows pretty soon the shit he's been doing, the gig is up. Don't let these people fool you, okay? They're building a business off the base of your fears or hope, okay? That's exactly what's going on. A hope of something's going to happen, okay? I can hope someone's going to walk in and hand me a chocolate milk. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? That's what's going on in this world. It's crazy. So, but I do want to go and address other things in the military. Military, the Space Force, everybody's talking about the Space Force was monitoring it in the whole 9 yards. But if you listen in the documentary, it has to be someone knew what was going on. They were watching this. And no one's standing up saying anything. So, and I know Trump put in Space Force long before, and this was the purpose for cyberspace. Because he knew we were getting attacked. I mean, he's got the reports. I'm sure the stuff that Mike Lindell was in the documentary, Trump has seen. He knew it. That's why he was out there on the campaign trail going, hey, they stole it. We caught them. We got them. And everybody's walking around like scratching their head like, well, if you caught them, then why ain't anything happening? Well, I think it's all on timing. I really do think it's a timing issue. I think people are waiting. Because I think he's only got one shot to do it right the first time. Because it can turn into a shit show pretty quick. My gut's telling me, this is just my opinion, if nothing is done in the next 26 days and we get past March 14th, then America as we know it is over, period. I promise you that right now. If people are not thrown in jail for the blatant, direct, you can see the proof, change my mind otherwise, It's going to happen. So don't get it twisted. Also, too, watch out for these other channels. Okay, it's driving me crazy because I'm watching this, and some of you people out there watching this, these people are just eating this bullshit up. Okay, I'm not reading from no headlines. See that? That's a blank piece of paper. No. This is not orchestrated. This wasn't a show I was putting together. This is just my thoughts off the top of my head right now, and it irritates the shit out of me. Don't sit there and listen and if someone give you hyperbole because they saw a tagline or some clickbait, because that's what's going on. This is not clickbait. This is actually shit that's going on right now. All right? We got the impeachment coming up. I'm thinking a lot of stuff's going to come to light. Some people are going to get exposed. I truly think some people are going to get exposed. They're panicking. The Republicans and Democrats are panicking right now. Have you noticed that the governors in these Democratic states have got real super quiet real fast? Kemp in Georgia, you're done, pal. You're done. Because I was looking at that straight up, those hacks all in your state. And you got a lot of explaining to do. A lot of CCP money went in your state, and that kind of makes you look suspect. Whitmer, same thing in Michigan. Girl, you better put on some pantyhose, and you better lawyer up, because you're complicit too. Gavin Newsom's about 100,000 out. They're about to remove him here pretty soon. He's sweating. That's why he's all over the place. We're going to open. A little too late, buddy. The damage is done. You're out of there. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, they're in a panic too. All of them. James Comey's not out of the woods yet either. I promise you that. Clapper too. I'm telling you, it's coming. And Obama, you can be sitting there smiling, smoking your Cuban cigars, but Bubba, you're going to get clipped too. Hillary Clinton, you're going down. I mean, we're already seeing, I've already done some digging already. Clinton Foundation gave Newsmax $25 million funding, so they got their hands in Newsmax. The CEO, you better clean that up real quick or you're going to be the next one to fall. Because what's going to end up happening, and I can see it coming, and I kind of see the writing on the wall, there's going to be a 100% independent news outlet that is going to be hardcore, in your face, letting you know everything that's going on, and it's going to topple all of them. But then again, if the executive order was signed before Trump left that office, and they have the evidence for all this, was actually the evidence I've seen of foreign interference, then a lot of these people, even celebrities, mainstream media, networks, companies, corporations, anybody who was involved, any kind of institution, all assets will be seized, 100%. So I do know of the Vatican. They had some property seized. There's no dollar amount. Someone's throwing $23 trillion out there, a quadrillion. Come on, dude. Worth the money and assets that the Vatican had. They were suppressing it. So I don't know how real that is, but if someone can show me proof of that, I'll be more happy to talk about that. But like I said, that's what's going on. Do yourself a favor. Go over to Gateway Punting. Watch Absolute Power. And yes, this is not clickbait. This is real stuff that's happening on. I'm Mike with the Big Mike Podcast. We'll see you on Tuesday. Check us out. Subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all. Love y'all. God bless America. And we'll see you on the next video.